guys, CL Cannon here from Fiction Atlas Press, bringing you another monthly marketing tip. And this month I want to do some do's and don'ts of search visibility. So I've got a few do's and only a couple of don'ts, but the don'ts are pretty important. So let's get on with the list. For our first do, we have research your categories to find the most relevant and niche options. So what this means is that, let's say that you have a vampire book. You are going to have 3 categories that you can put your book into. So you're going to want to get the most drilled down category that you can have. You don't want to put it in just fiction. You don't want to put it just in paranormal. You want to go all the way down to a category specifically about vampires. And let's say if it's a vampire romance, you can get even more specific with it. You want to make as many steps down on the category ladder as you can get, so you have the least amount of people in your category as possible, because this increases your visibility. Another part of this is you don't want to just be in those 3 categories. Did you know, and you should because I've already done a video on this, that you can add 7 more categories? And the way to do this is to go to your KDP dashboard or through Author Central, and you can go to the help section and you can email them with the categories that you want to be placed into. I actually have a huge spreadsheet that has all of the available fiction categories. I will give that to Joe. That might help some of you find some really relevant categories. But again, you want to make sure that these categories are as far down as you can go and as relevant as possible. You don't want to be uploading a vampire book and be trying to get into self-help or Italian cuisine or something that has no relevance at all to what you're selling, because that's actually sort of like cheating. You don't want to do that. The next thing that I have for you is optimizing your blurb with keywords that are relevant to your genre. And this does not mean Frankenstein some words into your blurb and make it a whole mash of keywords. We don't want that. We don't want those in your story title or description or any of that stuff. You can put words organically into your blurb that are keywords for your genre, and they will help you rank higher in the searching. You can also put your keywords in your KDP dashboard. Pretty sure you get 8 keywords that you can use, and that also helps determine where you're going to be in searches. There's a bunch of tools that you can use to find relevant and really best-selling keywords. I know Publisher Rocket is one such program that helps with this. There's a lot of different resources out there. It really depends on your budget, how much time you have, and things like that. Figure out what keywords will work best for you. Put them in your KDP dashboard, put them in your blurb. You want to organically put those in there in a way that will help boost your ranking, but doesn't look like you're trying to stuff a bunch of keywords in there. Again, no Frankensteining. Just put words like, if we're doing, again, a vampire book, vampire, bloodsucker, bloodlust, things like that, that will let people know when they search that those terms belong with a vampire book. Okay, so now let's talk about our final do, which is all about your book cover. Your book cover image needs to be uploaded in high quality, and it needs to be the correct size. I've actually seen people try to upload their paperback, like their whole full paperback wrap, as a ebook cover. I've seen people try to do a whole bunch of crazy things with the cover section. Make sure it's the right, correct size. You can find those guidelines anywhere. You can Google it. KDP has it in their help section. Wherever you're going to be uploading, they have somewhere in their help section exactly the dimensions and things that they need for your book cover. But you also want to make sure that it's not a blurry, grainy mess. It's not this big. One thing that I like to do that is really helpful is if you have a PNG or if you have a JPG, you can go to tinypng.com, plug in your file, and it will take that high quality, awesome, large file and make the file size this small. And it's It doesn't sacrifice any of your image quality, and it looks perfect. It makes it for a really crisp, great photo for your cover to upload to any platform, and it usually meets the size requirements that a lot of them have. A lot of them have like 2 MB or something like that. So it gets the file size really small without sacrificing the quality. When you're designing your book cover, you want to make sure that you can see in a thumbnail size your author name and, more importantly, your title. And you also especially want to work with a designer who knows your genre. Your reader needs to be able to look at that thumbnail, be able to read it and see what the name of the book is and the author if they can. And then they need to be able to glance at it and say, oh, this is a vampire story. This is paranormal. Or if it's historical fiction, this is historical fiction. This is women's fiction, or whatever genre. They need to be able to look at it like that and figure out what it is. An experienced designer will know this, and they'll know how to design a best-selling cover for your genre. So it's really important when you're designing to get that right, as well as your placement of text and things like that that you can see in a thumbnail size. Because again, people are looking at your book usually on a phone, a Kindle, or even on a computer screen. It's still not very big. It's this big. They need to be able to just glance at it and know what it's about, because an average person decides whether they want to buy your book in 7 seconds. So you need to impress them in those 7 seconds and let them know exactly what they're getting. Okay, the first don't is do not use dirty links to promote your book anywhere. And I know you're thinking, Courtney, what is a dirty link? What are you talking about? How can a link be dirty? What? Okay, so when we're talking about dirty links in marketing, a dirty link is any link that is not in its purest form. Dirty links have what we call tracking information at the end. That has metadata in it. It tells when the book was searched for. So if you would go onto Amazon and search for your book by your title and your author name, that link that you get will actually have when you search for it, how you search for it, what keywords you use, and all of that. It has a timestamp in it. And that tells Amazon when you, or other retailers, when you search for this. So if you're using that link as something to promote your book and a year later someone clicks on it, they're going to be scratching their heads, Amazon is, and they're going to be wondering how someone got a link from a search somebody made a year ago and it wasn't you. So they actually treat this as search manipulation. And that's something that you don't want Amazon or any other retailer to think you have participated in. Because if they think that you have participated in search manipulation, there's a few things that can happen. The probably most lenient thing that can happen is that they can strip your sales ranking. And that means you go to 0 visibility. Your ranking is gone. You're not even on the charts. The only people that can see your book are the people you directly say, hey, here's my book. And it just tanks you. It pretty much kills your sales. It is a death sentence. And the next thing is even more devastating. They can also close your account. And not only close your account, it closes forever. You can never use that platform again. If you are, especially if it's on Amazon who really takes this seriously, your Amazon account is gone and you can never make another one. 90% of most authors' sales come from Amazon. So all of that revenue is gone. And speaking of revenue, if you made royalties, they can hold those royalties and never pay them to you. So it's very, very serious. I'm going to show you exactly how you can make your link clean. I also want to mention that you can, once you clean your link, that's the link that you need to be using. But that's also what you need to be putting into any link shorteners like Books to Read or Bitly. Because if you feed them a dirty link, they're still redirecting you to a dirty link no matter what your Books to Read link looks like. So what you're going to want to do, I'm going to have an example here pop up on the screen. I'm going to search for Wicked Wishes and I am going to put my author name in there. Now, if you look at the end of the URL, you will see all of these little letters and numbers and all of this jumble, but it actually is data to Amazon. So we don't want all of this. Everything after REF is junk. It needs to be taken away. Now you can also go right before it says DP which you do need, where it says like the name of your book, you can take that out as well. But to get to the purest form, you can just erase all that until you just have amazon.com/DP, and then it'll have your AISN number. That is the purest form of your link and the one that you want to be using. And the last thing is something I saw an author actually do the other day, and it's something you definitely don't want to do. I know she probably didn't know any better, especially newer authors probably do not realize this, but you should never, ever, ever post a video, make a post on social media, or even send an email to anybody, post in your reader group. You should never communicate this with anyone. You should never ask readers to go to Amazon or any other retailer and search for your book via your title, your author name, or any of your keywords. This, again, is search manipulation. And unfortunately, if they catch you doing this, again, you can have your sales stripped, you go all the way down to 0 visibility, or your account can be killed. You don't want to do that. You don't want to lose 90% of your revenue over something as simple as that when you can have all these organic ways to increase your visibility. And I know it sounds like, oh, they're just searching. It's not hurting anything. But that's not the way that Amazon or other retailers see it. So you need to abide by their terms of service if you want to make money on their platform. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I hope I have helped you learn a little bit about search visibility, do's and don'ts. As always, if you have any questions for me about today's video, past videos, or any marketing or publishing questions at all, hey, if you even want to do something like talk to me about Marvel, that's fine. You can message me on Facebook, or you can email me at info@fiction-atlas.com, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can and try to help you out. That is all for me this month. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of the month, and I will see you next time. Bye!